To what we talked about with Derek, the balance of power in the legislature, all the way up to the fifth floor at the Capitol, leans heavily on the Democrats. What do you think is lost by not having a larger Republican presence in those conversations?
Well, definitely. Well, look at the policies that they've passed, right? I asked people in Hawaii, do you like the fact that, do you think there's more than one or two sexes? Do you think there's more than two sexes? I don't, right? There's only two. There's only two in this. I mean, you're either a man or you're a woman. Well, these are some of the policies that they've passed. What about boys playing women's sports? I asked the people out there, again, use your critical thinking skills, right? Is this something that you want? Or is this something that our so-called public servants think that they want for you? Look at our educational system. Decade after decade, we've been talking about improving it. But look at what they're teaching our children at the same time. Sex education at the elementary level, they're teaching them about oral sex and masturbation and things of these issues of this sort at that young age. I don't agree with their policies. And I heard about Coco. I respect Coco and Derek, but I'm just being honest. And so this is their perspective. These are their policies, their platform. It's not ours. It's not our beliefs. And there's a lot of people in Hawaii who feel the same way.
And so why don't you think that is translating in terms of seats? Because there are Republicans who are putting themselves out there and who are running for office, and yet it continues to swing heavily towards the Democratic voice, especially when you just look at our local legislative body with the amount of members in the House and in the Senate. There's only two Republicans. Noting everything that you say and these comments, why do you think this is not correlating into actual seats within these offices?
I think nationally and locally, the Republican Party needs to do a better job of marketing our platform, marketing our beliefs, our philosophies. We haven't done a good job with that. I'll just be honest, right? And we're working at that. We are working at that. And so maybe the public isn't informed or aware of another train of thought or other policies out there, right? And maybe no one has really sat down with them to address those issues with them and for them to be calm enough and again, using the critical skills, thinking skills to think about these things and issues. I think the mainstream media, right, doesn't really give us a lot of time to, and that's why I appreciate all of you having us on today. I mean, from the bottom of my heart, to give us this opportunity, seriously, because not too many other stations do. And so people, again, that's why I'm asking your viewers, right, to listen with an open mind and critical thinking skills, because it's much different than what they've been hearing from the Democratic Party and from the mainstream media. So we need to better, again, I'll say it again, we need to do a better job of marketing ourselves and letting people know what we stand for.
Tell me a little bit about what those conversations are like when you're trying to recruit candidates to run, knowing what they're up against. I would think that it has to be pretty tough. We start to see the same names from the Republican side cycle after cycle. And, I was just reading this morning in Civil Beat, which is a partner of Hawaii News Now. It said this month's Hawaii primary attracted the fewest candidates in a decade. The general election ballot will be even lonelier. So how do you talk people into running, knowing what they are up against when they have an R next to their name?
Well, look at all again, I'll go back to the policies, right, and what we believe. Pro-life is a big one. Election integrity is another huge issue. And, I mean, it comes down to integrity and your belief system. I think a lot of people do have the same beliefs we do. Maybe they're afraid to admit that they're Republican, and maybe they're afraid to be an outsider because they know that they're outnumbered by the Democrats. In the workplace.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, do you think in Hawaii there is social pressure to be of one political party or another?
Definitely. If you're a businessman and you admit that you're a Republican, well, maybe you're not going to get business from the Democrats. I'll be honest, right? I mean, try and ask some of the businessmen. I've talked to them. That's a definite concern. And so, yeah, we have a lot of obstacles in our way, but I'm not afraid. My mission is to make this state better. I've lived here all my life, and nobody's going to run me out of this state. Nobody. You know about the 30,000 people that have gone already, right, to the 9th island in Nevada. In fact, tell you a quick story. So I travel, as I mentioned earlier before the show, my wife and I travel extensively. We were in Texas a few days ago, right? We were in Texas for 3 weeks. And so at the hotel we were staying at, a lady had a Hawaii cup. And she was the one that put together the continental breakfast every morning. So I asked her, hey, how you doing? Are you from Hawaii? Oh, yeah. So we introduced ourselves, we start talking story. So then she says, the next question, so where did you live? Yeah. How long have you lived here in Texas? 10 years. Is your whole family here? All of her children live in Texas. and her grandchildren. Next question, right? Well, why? Why did you move 10 years ago? Because we couldn't afford it. We got priced out of paradise. Next question. So would you like to come back? Oh, of course. This is our state. This is our home, right? Of course we want to come back, but we can't afford it. So I'm getting a little emotional here, right? This is why we fight. This is why we're doing I don't care what the numbers are. I don't care. I'll keep fighting. I'll keep fighting. This is our mission, to make Hawaii better and not see our people go to the move to the mainland. And we talked about the drain brain 20-something years ago, right? All the young people had to go to the mainland to find better paying jobs. Why is that? And has that changed? So I ask all your viewers that again. Use your critical thinking skills. Nothing has changed. It's only gotten worse.